All right. Hey guys, thank you for joining us tonight and for another exciting episode on Unexpected Discussions of YOML. Today we're on book 179. The reflection today is follow your gut. So I think that's a good reflection to kind of say it out and trying to see, 'cause a lot of people can relate to this because, I think there's a lot of them was right. So let's see what we got.
So the book that we're going to be talking about today is it's a book called The Gut. It is the inside story of our body's most underrated organ by Giulia and Ders. So it's just basically all about the gut. It's a really in-depth book about the gut. How are things connected together with your microbiome and how that aligns to your mental health? How does it all work, right? Talk about, you remember the book I Contain Multitudes that we talked about in the past? Like this one is takes that and goes way deeper into the gut in general, and on top of bacteria and fungi and all that, whatever else inhabits our gut. Right? But it was a good book. I enjoyed it. You learned a lot. I would recommend it if you're interested in this stuff. As this is just like we talked about with the endurance book the other day. The concept of enduring has been something I've been obsessed with over the past few years since I saw Amelia's journey. The gut is something that I've always been obsessed with, and it made me even more obsessed with it with Amelia's journey as well. So as you know, I'm a celiac, so I eat gluten-free. So there was an important time in my life when my gut was misaligned, very much so, and I was paying the price for it. And with Amelia, her biggest problems that happened in her whole entire life revolved around her gut. Away from this thing called NEC, which is necrotizing enterocolitis, which basically her intestines perforated because her body was misaligned. Like she didn't have proper microbiome populated in her gut, and it destroyed her gut. And multiple surgeries to try to correct that. She could never figure it out. So for me, this has been a part of this journey. You explore what you want to, you learn more about, right? Things that follow your pain, I guess, a little bit. Like for me, I had a lot of pain earlier on in my life around my own gut health. And then watching my daughter's journey made me even more fascinated to learn how does this thing work? And it's such an important functionality in your body, right? Like there's the heart and your gut and your brain are probably the three most important things in your entire body, by far. And they're all really, really complex and complicated. So yeah, I don't know. That was the reason why I chose this book. And, I Contain Multitude and other books like this, The Body by Bill Bryson, whatever else. So I learned a lot and I'm glad I read it. And if it's something that interests you, check it out. However, that said, what this book made me think of when I was writing this reflection was about, the title is Follow Your Gut. What we've learned on this journey thus far is, the universe rewards harmony, in my opinion. When things are misaligned, they will tell you they are misaligned. Trust your gut. Be responsive to your body. Be responsive to what's going on around you. Be responsive to how you feel and how you interact with this world, because we literally do not do this alone. We know this for a fact. There's so many millions of life forms that are inhabiting us that we inhabit, and then the universe is we're all interacting with each other. We are not on an island by ourselves, and things that we all have to coexist harmoniously. And that's why we're so obsessed with balance on this whole entire for Clubany is that's one of the core messages around balance, because balance means you are in harmony with nature and with yourself and with the multitudes that are inside of you and that you inhabit as well. And then on the flip side of that, when you're not in balance, it's a nightmare. I've firsthand experienced this with my own gut health. As an example, you've experienced it with, diabetes or whatever else you've had in your life. There's when your body's not aligned, right? And the shitty part about our society is it's just keep running uphill. Usually is the message we tell people, and we throw more drugs at it, more band-aids on it, but we never ever figure out that should be a signal to say, you are misaligned, you are unbalanced right now. Figure it out, go explore, go learn, go read, go do all this other stuff. When I say follow your gut, I'm literally meaning if something is telling you are misaligned and you are not feeling good, don't just disregard that. Don't just keep running uphill. Don't just keep plowing away and grinding and all the other stuff that we talk about. Listen to it and explore that and learn and go figure it out, because that's the signal to tell you something is not right. I read in a book recently when they said, pain and suffering and sickness and whatever is that is the body telling you and the universe telling you you're not in the right spot. We've had this argument about daycare, right? It's not just, it's it should be a signal saying something isn't right here, right? You need to go figure it out, not just keep going and doing the same thing. So anyway, that's what this book made me think about. you know, we are in an incredibly complex, interconnected ecosystem of
Mhm.
all different kinds of things, and they're there to help you, and you are there to help them. But like if they're telling you something, like listen, you know, is the point. So yeah, I'd love to get your thoughts.
Oh man, you're singing my song. I mean, I love this so much because okay, for the longest time, I told my wife I'm allergic to vegetables. She thinks right. She thinks I'm crazy. I have been battling with diabetes for more than 20 years now, and I get to the point where I found the issue. The issue was my diet,
Yeah.
right? For the past 20 years, I was suffering with diabetes. I have like inflamed body in my face, my body, everything's inflamed. It's basically this whatever in my body that I eat
Right.
is not harmonizing with my gut, right? And so
Yeah.
it creates these inflammations inside your body, and it makes my body go worse and worse. But if you think about it, everyone is telling you to eat your vegetables, eat your Brussels sprout, eat your broccoli, you know. And I tell my wife, right, and I tell my family, my mother, my mother-in-law, that I'm allergic to vegetables. They think I'm the stupidest person on earth.
Right. Right.
But the thing is, when you're telling me about following your gut, you're singing my song because no one, right? Everybody is like against me on this fact.
Right.
And I am right at this moment. I am actually proving the people around me that I
Yeah.
was right. Right? My
Oh, yeah.
wife, right? My wife never like because I told her like I've got to the point where my eyes become blurry. I basically get to the point where I can't see anymore, right? Because of my diabetes. And I
Right.
told her I stopped eating everything else. I basically my thing right now is the theory is to go and subtract all the stuff. I subtract everything. Right now, I won't eat meat. My visions get better. I can see better. I have more energy. I get stronger. I just eat. I
Right.
don't eat the vegetables. Right? You have to do what your body needs
Right.
because you're talking about like a beaver, right? I mean, a beaver is like, okay, I have a certain DNA, certain manifestations of my trait. I need to do things that fits that characteristic and personality. So everyone has theirs. So your gut is going to be a manifestation of your multitude. Like your microbiome, if you eat certain things and it doesn't harmonize with whatever is inside the bacteria inside your gut, well, you're gonna have an upset stomach. You're gonna have a hard time processing, and you're gonna
Yeah.
have a hard time with, I
They're
guess,
doing their job.
the poisons, quote unquote,
Right.
inside of your body, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying is, everybody has their own unique microbiome, and your
Right.
gut will tell you, like, you can't eat gluten
Right.
because when you eat gluten, it feels awful,
They're
and
like, don't do it.
and your gut is telling you, hey, this is not right, right?
Yeah.
And so you go and you tell the doctor, hey, I can't eat this, I can't eat that, and the doctor say, in my past fucking 50 years, right? You just need to suck it up and eat the frog. This is what society is telling you. So to me, it is so
Or
refreshing.
take a drug, or take a pill. Here's
Take
a
a pill,
pill.
right?
Yeah.
Take a pill. Exactly. That's what I'm saying is when you're telling me about following your gut and your gut will tell you, hey, pain is a signal, right? You're singing my song.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Because because everybody thinks I'm the idiot. But when I say, look, I tried everything. I tried this, I tried that. I mean, I tried whatever method that people quote unquote say out there how to, you know, maintain your diabetes and how to cure diabetes or whatever. None of that worked. But the moment I step on this no no plant diet, like no plant at all, no plant diet, right? It's a complete transformation in 3 months. In 3 months, right? I've
you know
tried
how
the
long?
other. I've tried other for years. It never worked.
Do you know how long it took for my gluten intolerance to go away?
2 days.
2 days. Within 2 days, I felt normal again. I was like, what the fuck is happening? I was blown away. I was like, holy shit.
Taking, like, removing the thorn from your foot,
Exactly. No, I mean, like, this is no joke. I've always been a really healthy, active person my entire life. And my last year in college and my first couple years out of school, when I was in the working world, living on my own, that's when a lot of my symptoms started to really flare up. I don't know if it was like I had hit my breaking point with too much beer and
yeah, the tipping point. It gets to the point where
Right.
it hit the threshold, and they say,
Right.
"Well, I'm not going to buffer you anymore, Chris. I'm
Right.
gonna let you feel the pain I'm feeling. I can't protect you anymore." So at a certain level, when it fills up that cup of tolerance, it's, hey, you have to feel it. I can't take it.
100%. Yeah, like I distinctly remember two different things in my life that I was like, something's got to change. The first time I was thinking this was I just got done eating lunch. Every day I would eat Subway. And I was like, this should be healthy, right? I'm eating Subway, I'm eating a sub sandwich, and I'm not eating garbage food. I was like, I'm eating what they say is a healthy meal, right? So I would go to Subway every single day for lunch, and I would come back from lunch and I would be so tired. I could hardly, like, I would go back to my cubicle, my first job out of school, management development program, and I would sit there and I literally would be like, I can't keep my eyes up. My energy was just like, I wanted to take a nap every day. I'm
And
like,
that's not normal, right?
it's not normal. I almost wanted to fall asleep. I remember this one time I went to go get a cup of coffee and I used that fake ass creamer, like the powder creamer or whatever. I came back from lunch and I was so tired. And I was like, maybe I just need a cup of coffee. So I take this cup of coffee, which that fake ass creamer has gluten in it as well. So I like doubled down on top of it. And I just remember going, I'm going to fall asleep. And I was like, I need to go home, but I didn't go home. But I like fought through it for the rest of the day until like 4 o'clock. Finally, my brain perked back up. I think my body had processed a little bit of the food and wasn't fully in my normal gluten coma.
Yes, that body was in a crisis mode. Say, hey, incoming, and then everybody is, you know, scrambling to defend your body. Like,
I
all
was
your
so
cells is trying to say, what the fuck's going on? I've been have these like bombs kind of thrown down on me, and I'm trying to protect this guy Chris from going ballistic.
for
That's
sure.
why you're tired, because you got nothing, no cells available to let you do anything else, because everybody's trying to protect you from dying.
100%. Not only that, like I remember that same day, like this happened all the time. After lunch, I had to like unbutton my pants like every single day when I got back to my cubicle because my stomach was so bloated. It just hurt so bad to even sit there with my pants on and sit in a chair. And I was like, this is just awful. So I'm like falling asleep. I just remember this, like I can visually, I'm going back there right now in my mind as I say this. And I'm like, man,
Right.
it fucking sucked. The second one that I remembered that I was like, something's got to change. I went to go play basketball a couple times a week at the YMCA, and a friend of mine would go and we'd go get some running or whatever. I remember almost passing out while we were playing. It was like 5:30 in the afternoon, and I literally almost fucking fell asleep while we were playing basketball. I had zero energy, and I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with me?" I went home that night. I was like scared. I was like, "There's something like really, really wrong." That was the moment when I started like testing my own diet and everything, and like started like going, okay, whenever I eat this, I feel like this. Whenever I do this, I feel like this. Whenever I eat this, I feel like this. I started like logging this stuff down. I started tracking it for like months. I couldn't fully figure it out, but like the whole point of what I'm getting at is like that was a signal for you to go explore and to learn, not to just keep going at it and just gritting through it or whatever.
Yeah, like, and it's the eating the frog mentality is not helping. It's like, no. Hey, suck it up, right? Embrace the suck and all this stuff. Pain, no gain, and pain is good for you, blah, blah. To me, this is a perfect example of what I mean when, hey, pain isn't all that good, right? Because but to me, you think about it, if I endure the pain of having diabetes and you endure the pain of being celiac, if we continue to do the same thing we do and embrace the suck, do you think you and I will become stronger?
No, I would have
physically.
I would probably be right now like fighting every single day just to stay awake and going, why do I feel it's the cascading, the negative compound effect.
It's a negative thing, because I'm telling you that
all the time because I felt like shit. Like I would be tired all the time. I wouldn't want to go to like meet with friends or whatever because I was always fucking exhausted.
The thing you have to understand is the spiral. It goes out of control so fast because you imagine when you came back from lunch, you were tired, right? And then you say, well, because I'm so tired, let's drink some coffee,
right,
and put some creamer in there. Well, you actually make yourself worse by doubling down, but you don't know that, right? And that's why I'm calling the spiral down. It's so fast because like, it's from my diabetes perspective, right? I have no energy, right? I have to eat to get energy because my body forces me to eat to get energy. But when I eat, I become tired, even more tired than before.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So the spiral down, keep going down that path, right? And then medicine put in it, it's going to triple the power of the spiral.
I agree. I lost a lot of weight. Like, I'm not a big person, and I lost a lot of weight. I remember seeing pictures from that time where like I would weigh like 120 pounds. I normally weigh like 135 or something like that. Like when I'm healthy, right now I weigh like 135 pounds. And I'm pretty trim, like just in general. Like I'm not a big person. Like like I'm only 5'5", but anyway. But either way, like I've always been very like lean, in general, because I exercise a lot. But like during that time, I just almost like stopped eating because I was like, every single time that I eat, I feel awful. So like I was down to like 120 pounds or something like that. I remember seeing photos from that time where I was like, man, I look so skinny. Like, and I felt awful. I mean, it just takes me back to that time of when I was like, oh my God, like I went to my wife's sorority formal her senior year. So I came back from South Bend to come back down, and I'm dressed up. We're at a really nice restaurant, and we were with a table of like 8 other people, and I'm sitting there eating, and my stomach just started. I ate bread, like normal bread comes to the table, it's bread, and we're having a drink before we go to the formal or whatever. And my stomach just was like going crazy. I had to go to the bathroom so bad because that's what celiacs will do. So the bathroom all the time. I was sitting there at this table, like so uncomfortable, like going, when the fuck can we get out of here? Like the entire dinner. I went to the bathroom like 3 different times to like take a shit. I mean, these are the moments that I remember vividly in my head of like, I just didn't even want to eat. I was like, I don't even want whatever I was putting in my body. I don't want to eat. Like, I mean, it was like my multitudes were like, bro, stop it, please, leave me alone. Yeah, I mean, it's sad. It's really sad because I mean, at that time, I would have prayed to take any pill to like make it go away. But like, I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the bottom line is that your guts, right, is like everything else you have, has certain characteristics, and those characteristics may harmonize with certain elements, and those elements need to work together. For example, like I said before, you're born with a waterproof pelt, right? Then you're more suited for the water versus you are onto the hot sand of the Sahara Desert, right? That's what I'm saying is everyone has their own particular trait, and you have to listen to your gut because we are being conditioned to embrace it so much that a lot of these signals, a lot of these, your omen is telling you a certain thing, but you use the conditioning by society to ignore it. And a lot of people are doing that today, right? They go to work at a job they hate, right? Because they don't belong in there. They don't do the work that they're supposed to do. And they say, well, this is the way it's supposed to work. I'm supposed to suffer. I'm supposed to feel pain for me to grow. And I am saying, hey, I beg to differ because I think if you are doing whatever it is that is made for you, even though it's effortful for other people, but it's effortless for you, just like the article down here, because for a cat to swim in the water, it is taking that cat like maybe almost all 90 to 100% of his effort to stay in the water. For the beaver, all I have to do is jump in the water and just float, right? So that's the thing. That's the thing is everyone has that particular, I guess you call it harmony or chemistry, whatever you want to call it, right? It's the harmony, whatever element that is
Alignment.
the alignment with you. Yeah, exactly. The alignment with you. So when you have that alignment, there's no pain. Would you agree? Whether you're walking, for example, walking versus going on a wheelchair, you exerting energy, but you feel no pain. But for a person who can't walk, right? He's in a wheelchair. For that person to walk, it's painful. So for me, this is the thing that I'm saying before is pain makes you reflect on what you on who you are, what you need to do, and how do you proceed next. It forces you, but that isn't the only way for you to reach a point of self discovery. And that has been my point for the longest time. And when you saying these things is you sing my song because no one's listening to me and saying, hey, you got it all wrong because everybody is embracing the suck, everybody's eating the frog, and you're here and say, hey, I'm the freaking snowflake, I shouldn't feel any pain. So I'm right. So the thing is that's to me is one of the, I guess, confirmation that we have the ability to find who we are and find things that harmonize with us to have a more of an enjoyable, more beautiful life
Right.
versus having to say, hey, this is the way things are, and you have no idea why things are like this to begin with, and you continue to blindly accept the concept and conditioning that was given to you when you're growing up. Because when you're a baby, yeah, you don't know any better, so you continue to embrace it. While doing that, you stop thinking about yourself.
Right.
And then if today you go out to the population, you ask, if you are thinking about yourself, you're a selfish person, right? Because that's what society is going to tell you how to think. If a person only thinks about themselves, they're being selfish. And they say, hey, that's not what you're supposed to do.
That's not being that. So like the whole selfish gene conversation, right? Like it is a selfless thing to be selfish. If you're not in alignment,
But
then
only if you look at the first principle versus what people think out of the gate when they say, hey, this person only thinks for himself. Hey, you take out time for yourself, you're being selfish. You need to put 100% into building team, building community, blah, blah, blah. And that'd be all BS, right? Because they don't look at the ecosystem like we do. Because you look at the beaver, right? The beaver is building them and stopping the river from flowing. What good does that do? So on that principle alone, you say beavers are useless. Let's get rid of them,
right.
right? And they get rid of the beaver, and devastation comes because they don't look past the first initial feeling of what they were trained to think, right? They trained to think, hey, if a person do this, it's bad, right? Or a person is trying to help you, right? Hey, are you okay? I don't need your help, because we're trained to say, hey, everybody is a scam artist.
Right.
And everybody is out for themselves, because when you read the book like Humankind, for example, that book, right, people say, hey, this guy's a joke because human are evil. Why you say human is kind, right? But that's the thing, is because they never look past the first initial reactions of whatever they were educated, or not educated, but indoctrinated into, right? So that's where a lot of these unlearning has to be done, for us to realize that what we're doing, what we're looking, we're following the gut, is a different principle, but it's a principle that has been, I guess, in like has been utilized for the longest time. I mean, I think, from my assumption, is that the gut and the brain has evolved about the same time.
Yeah.
Right, because we have peanut brains in the beginning, right? And so the gut was there when we have peanut brain. So the brain evolved into today. The gut was also there, and it also evolved. And it reminds me of that book, The Second Mind, from the octopus. You remember that the book?
Oh,
right?
the other minds.
The other mind, right? So the thing is, from the ecosystem perspective, let's say you have a forest, right? And then how would like a deer or beaver knows, hey, there's intruder into the forest?
How would it?
There's a lot of noise, because the impact of the other whoever saw the intruder or sensed something different, they make noise that is different. And it's so the thing is, our gut are in tune to these signals. And so so the gut just goes beyond just a diet itself. It also reminds me of our gut is actually the other mind that we have. And the thing is, when you feel like, hey, you're in danger, your gut is telling your gut from your stomach, it's telling your brain, hey, I feel something abnormal, right? Because to me, it's the gut is it's almost like a sister to the unconscious brain. You don't consciously know it, but it has its feelers. It has its ability to sense external stimuli, and that external stimuli will create a certain patterns. That pattern will actually being registered as a like a threat or whatever. So the gut feeling, and a lot of time this is your quote unquote the sixth sense, right? That's your sense of, you don't know consciously, you don't know what it is, but you know something is different, something is right, because you sense something's off, right? And so the gut is telling you something in that regard as well. And more directly, the gut is telling you things are not right when you just bombard yourself with junk food that is poisonous to your
Right.
body, right? Because your microbiome are containing different kind of bacteria, and those bacteria can or cannot neutralize the poisons that is entering your system. And when it does that, it raises the alarm. And a lot of time it's the alarm through the pain, because it's saying, hey, if I give you a sense of off, right, and you ignored it, eventually I cannot buffer that pain for you, so I'm gonna let it go. And so, over time you become quote unquote celiac, and then over time I become diabetic, and I could not continue to eat the stuff, right? And then the thing is, the gut has its mechanism to alert our brain of certain things in a certain levels, right? And the more we continue to ignore it, the more harm it does, the more harm that we do to our body. And
Right.
our body eventually cannot contain the poison itself. Because you think about it, I get to the point where the whole entire body, my face, my arm, my leg, my gut is completely chaotic and it's inflamed. It's like somebody has been beating me to a pulp, right? And it's completely inflamed in that manner. And at night I can't even sleep, because one of the symptoms that you would know when you have severe diabetes is you have it's a symptom called restless leg syndrome. It means what it is, right? It just means like your legs are restless. And when just think about, let's say, that the feeling that the closest one I mean, it's hard to describe it because no word can describe the feeling, but the closest example I can give you is you walk in the mall for a whole day or 2 days. Your legs is completely tired. Remember walking the
Yeah.
mall, right? That's a feeling of restless leg syndrome, but there's nothing you can do to alleviate. You can't even massage it to make it feel better. Because let's say you go walk the mall, right? And you sit down, it feels good, right? But then when you have diabetes, you have restless leg syndrome, you massage it, you press it, it doesn't do anything to you. It does not alleviate that sense at all. And that is the worst feeling. Like, man, it's the most awful feeling.
I would
Yeah,
never.
you really can't imagine it. Like I say, the closest thing I can show you is that, and you think about the picture of like a wood splitting, right? That's the image that I sense from my leg. It's my leg is completely splitting, completely like a piece of wood that you've been hit with an axe, and it's split into like 5, 10 different pieces.
Right.
And a log, right? The log that you use axe to chop, right? You chop it down and that's the feeling you get, right? So, like I say, these are the kind of feeling the closest I can get you to kind of imagine the feeling, but the feeling is much worse. What I'm saying is, you're eating the things that is not harmonized with your body. It will create those kind of a
Cascade of shit.
it's cascade of shit.
Yeah,
And
right. And you're like, then you go to the doctor and they're like, oh, you have restless leg syndrome. Here's a pill for that. Oh, wait, now here's an opioid for that. Now you got to take an opioid induced constipation because
it's
now you're
basically it's a
it,
spiral downward, and the
it just never
more the
ends.
more variable you add into that formula, the faster you go out of control.
It's I totally understand exactly what you're saying, because I mean, like I was saying, I felt this like cascade of shit, and on both ways, going good and bad, but at the same time, it's I think the broader message is, in general, this is just your microbiome. Like we are also need to be connected. There's two things that I think of when I think of this whole message is, like, you gotta, like, it's a signal. It doesn't tell you what's wrong. It's a signal. Like, you still have to go explore it. You have to listen for it, and then you have to go explore it, and then you have to figure it out, right? There's no answer to pain.
It's pretty
You
simple to
have to
me.
figure it
Pretty
out.
simple, right? Basically, it's saying like this is not it,
Right. Figure it
right?
out. Like,
It can't tell you, hey, don't eat this, eat that. It
right.
can't tell you what to eat. It
Right.
can tell you what not to eat. Yes,
Exactly.
it's good, or no, I can't use it. I mean, it's pretty direct. You're gonna have to understand how the gut and how your body works. Your body say yes or no, because you scuff something down your throat, right? It say, hey, this I can't handle, or this I can't handle, right? So that's what I'm telling you. And it can't tell you, hey, don't eat that, eat ice cream or whatever. It can't tell you specifically what it needs, right? It can tell you, hey, this is not it. Stop eating. So
Right.
same thing with for your gut, right? Your gut is for your diet, right? Your mental, right? Your mindset is also another. Your mind is created different with for you as well as other people, right? Like I said, I'm a kind of guy that wish to have peace and quiet, and enough to be left alone to my own thinking. Other people can't. Other people have to go out and have to do things. That's their brain, right? They harmonize with that activities.
Right.
My brain is harmonized with a different activity, a different wavelength. So the reflection or the lesson for the day is your gut has microbiome, and you have to harmonize your diet with your whatever you have inside of your body. Your mind has its own characteristic to manifest, right?
with the
Your
external.
body, external. So everything has to harmonize. And when you harmonize with your externality, there is the feeling to me, like I say, regardless of how you ascribe it, it's not pain, right?
It's not, yeah, it's
Because the thing is, for
yeah,
me,
great.
I love to do weights. I lift weights, right? I don't feel pain, right? I feel tired of my arm, but I don't feel pain. Other people do. Other people say this is painful, right?
Yeah, no,
because
I mean, when I first started running, like all the time over the past few years, I would feel pain. I don't feel pain anymore after I run. I can go run 10 miles and I'll feel tired. I'll feel fatigued, but by the next day, I'll be able to go run another 5 miles again. I totally agree with what
and
you're
that's
saying.
what I'm saying is that the amount of effort you put into something isn't what we call pain or not pain, right? Because the pain is whenever you're doing something that's not harmonizing and you're resisting it, like eating a frog, right? To me, that's painful because I don't like the smell and taste of a frog, right? But other animals does. Like you talk about ant eaters, they love ants, right? I don't like to eat ants, but ant eaters love ants, right? That's what I'm saying is you. So your gut and your body and your combination of your DNA make up who you are, and those DNA has to harmonize with the external environment. If you do that, whatever you do, regardless how people perceive that, it's not pain to you. It's joy for you. It's an emotion of elation versus the emotion of drag, right? And so that's the point of all this. And the gut is one set of evidence that confirms what I'm saying, that I'm not a crazy idiot. Not all the time anyway.
But
so
you bring up a really interesting point with lifting weights or running or physical exercise, because there is good pain in this world, right? Like, but I think it's pain that you choose. Like when you're just eating food and it's causing pain, like your multitudes are saying this, you're in pain and it's causing a negative I guess the reason I wanted to pause here on this thought is we're not saying pain is a bad thing or something like that. We're not saying like you should stress your body, like cold showers or whatever, but it's your controlled stressors. Like when you're controlling the stress versus if the stress is controlling you, like that's when you're out of alignment versus being in alignment, in my opinion.
The thing is, I mean, it's very delicate because the words we're using do not 100% correlate to what we mean. Because I'm telling you like this, right? Right now, you are a pretty kind of fit guy, right? And I'm telling you, hey, Chris, walking is a pain, right?
Yeah.
Why aren't you on a wheelchair? Why aren't you in a wheelchair?
It's a good point.
The thing is, to a person who is in physical therapy, for example, that hasn't been walking at all, never walked at all, and is trying to walk for the first time in a year or in 2 years because of injury or whatever, walking is a painful thing. Sure. Right, but actually, for
I wonder how kids think about that. Like, I wonder, are babies like when they first start walking? You think they're in pain, like their muscles or something?
No,
you don't think so? Interesting.
No, the thing is because that's what they wanted.
That's true.
Because the thing is, that's what I'm saying is for you, right? That's why I say is the word do not match the meaning because regardless of what you do, right? What you do is an action, and it's perception is what you call pain. The pain is only perception. When you say, well, I'm a healthy person, I would rather walk.
Yeah.
Versus rather than sit in a wheelchair and just roll around, it takes no pain. Like that's what I'm saying is you somebody look at you, say, hey, this guy's walking. This guy's enduring pain because it's giving him stressor. But for you, that's what you want.
Right.
But as a walker, right? For you right now, right? Let's say you're a runner, or let's say you're a tennis player, right? You're running back and forth, like huffing and puffing, right? Do you feel any pain?
I do afterwards a lot.
No, I'm talking about when you're running. You don't feel any pain. You want to run as fast as you can to get the ball. When you are running, when you're walking, when you're lifting weight, whatever, you don't feel any pain. Yes, your body breaks down afterward because that's the after effect of your body trying to. The thing is, it's confusing because in the sense of the muscle, it is different. Because why does the muscle give you pain? It tells the brain, hey, I need you go in there and replace the thing that wears out. Without the pain serves two purposes, right? Because without the pain, your body doesn't know that it needs to send extra. How do they signal your body to do that? Your cell need to know. But pain is also telling you as a person, as a guy, because your brain is going to go from, hey, I feel the gut feeling, I feel the pain, so it serves two purposes. I put my hand on the stove, right? It's telling your conscious, hey, if I continue to leave my hand on the stove, the whatever there is going to becoming more damage if I don't put it out. But at the same time, when the pain is felt on your fingers or whatever, it sends extra red blood cell to fight off the infection, the white blood cell to fight infections, and the antigens to fight off the intruders and any bacteria that happens to get in when you have this damage. Right? Your skin protects you from the bacteria coming in, but the moment you have it burned, right, it leaves a hole. So your antibody has to go there and protects you the invasion, and then you have to have the blood pressure trying to bring in the other elements to do it. So it's a two purpose. But so the pain in that regards, right? It's not as the pain in the exercise isn't for you consciously to act on something. It is for your subconscious. Your system wants to say, hey, I need more resource and effort on this side of the thing. That's why when you get a cut, right, you press on it, your blood clots, right? It bounces. If you hold it together, it dries and it bounces so that it doesn't have to go opening anymore.
I think this is bringing up a lot of thoughts in my head about that. I almost feel like I need to put a pin on this conversation because I don't know that I'm ready to talk about this. I don't know that I've formulated my thoughts around this because I'm starting to think about the difference between external pain versus internal pain. Is an idea, a thought that comes up to explore that I don't know the answer to that. Like why, like, is it acute pain versus chronic? What you're talking about is acute. I feel acute pain when I'm exercising. But
the thing is, I'm saying is that the pain has multiple purposes. It depends on what it's used for. Because if you continue to eat, if you continue to eat poison, right, your gut is saying, hey, this is painful, right? It's telling you to stop. If I put my hand on a hot stove, the pain tell me to stop. It tell my conscious and my system too, my conscious brain to stop, right? Just put my hand out, right? And then afterward, it still have this pulsing pain, right? Because it's telling my subconscious, whoever controls the red blood cells and antibodies and all that, to go fix the thing. It's like a 911 emergency. Because
that's what I'm saying.
The body doesn't know of it, right? Because your brain is a control center, right? And so your body has a signal. It calls 911. Let's say your fingers calls 911 up to your brain, right? But your subconscious is doing its thing, but it also report up to the conscious one as well. Say, hey, there's pain, right? So you feel them. So it's two purpose. For me, it's like, depending on how you look at it, for me, pain isn't good because it means that you need to avoid them. Pain in general is to avoid them. Pain when you have a stressor, it is to also be avoided, but because like I say, everything it's pros and cons, right? Because you can trick the body to become bigger because you say, hey, let's break it down, because when you break it down, it fix it, just like you have like a World Trade Center, right? It got blown to pieces. Well, they erect a bigger one, a better one, a more sturdier one. You see what I'm saying? So it's a trick. It's to me, it may be a glitch, right? A glitch that's saying, but that's the exception. That is the exception.
But I don't know. There's that's why I said I don't know I if we were just shooting off the cuff, I could probably troubleshoot this with you off the top of my head. But since we're recording these things, like I'd have to like work through it. But I think there's something different that we're missing that we haven't put the words together for, because I agree with what you're saying.
To me, in general, pain. No, I think pain is bad. That's my premise. My premise is pain is bad. Pain tells you, hey, let's say there is a, like, you walking across some kind of a bridge, right? The pain tell you, hey, don't go that way. It say, hey, come back. It's a guardrail for
Yeah,
you to not
but
jump off of the bridge.
I'm struggling with this one because pain can also lead to endorphins and can lead to dopamine, in the good way, like the negative side of everything. Like
That's a
whenever
side
you experience a
effect.
lot of pleasure,
It's not the primary directive of pain.
pain that you control leads to pleasure of afterwards, right? Like, and that's a good thing because that's a dopamine hit. That's a endorphins, all the other stuff. Like there's chemical reactions that go on. Talk about I contain multitudes. Like there's chemicals that are saying that is in alignment, right? But then there's
But that's
also
what I'm saying is these are the exception. Because if you tell me there are different things, right? If I tell you, hey, if I continue to eat the things that my body doesn't take, do you think I get better? Do you think my body become strong
no,
because I continue to
that's
eat this poison? To me, I mean, for other people, eating vegetable is good for them. For like 99% of all the population, right? But for me, as this 1% of the rarity or the left behind, right? I can't eat I
this
can't eat the vegetable. I continue to eat the vegetable. My body's worse. I don't live longer because I eat more of these. You don't live longer because your body is, eventually has enough of the gluten in your body, right? You actually won't live long. You're actually gonna die early. You and I are gonna die early if you continue on the pain. So how do you explain that scenario then?
that's what I'm getting at is I feel it's both the same message. It's listen.
I think the point is my hypothesis that the after effect or the byproduct, side effect of somebody's pain is caused by something else that comes along. Is a coincidence to have the endorphins and have this by having a change of some levels that creates endorphin. It's not because of the pain itself, right? So to me, it's factors that give you the endorphins or the feel good molecules or whatever it is because of the change, right? It's like, when you have something that is so depressing and suddenly you don't have it anymore. It's like you take off the splinter of your foot or your eyes or whatever it is, right? It feels like a different level when that endorphin kicks in because that sense of pressure is gone, right? So
That's
the
what I'm saying.
endorphin you get
There's something different between the two scenarios that we're talking about that we're missing. That I think I need to I want to personally go explore it because I agree with both scenarios that you're saying. I agree with you. Like there's something we're missing though, because one of them is bad, one of them is good, and I'm trying to figure out why that is. Like I just need to dig deeper into this one myself personally, and we can keep exploring it in the future, but it's a good question. Like
I
mean
mean, this is the same topic that you and I have been debating for the past year and a half or so. Because for me, is pain, like I say, it's still elusive.
it's a fickle beast.
So try to avoid pain. Pain is one of those things where say, hey, don't do it. You're not hitting the target.
Like I say serve the pain.
You
Serve
don't
the pain
actually
that you
go
know
search
best.
for pain. I mean,
I say serve the pain that you know best is what you should do.
to me, that has no footing because, like I say, how do you know which pain is good, which one's bad?
This is my point. Is like you have to
So
explore.
stop. So if you don't know which one's good, which one's bad, the pain could kill you. For me, is rather than have, like, let's say there is a split of what percentage of some pains are good, some are bad, right? But some of those pain that's bad could kill you. So for me,
Maybe it does.
I rather avoid all the pain.
Maybe running every day kills us. I don't know.
You think about it. Let's say you're back in the hunter-gatherer day, right? And you see some rustling in the bush, right? So you say, hey, it's 50-50 that it could be a rabbit or 50-50 it could be a lion, right? So as a human being that survived, right? We take the rustling in the bush as the fucking lion that's going to devour us rather than a rabbit, right? So we
Right.
run the fuck out of there. That's why we survive. And so if you say, hey, like I say, in the bush with the rustling in the bush, right? It
Somebody.
could be some harmless and or could be some it could be some surprise reward for you. Let's say, let's say a rabbit you want to eat or whatever, right? You can eat a rabbit. Hey, that's food for me, right? There is a possibility that's reward of a rabbit of food for you, or there could be some detrimental animal that's going to eat you instead. And so from the survival perspective, there is a little bit of both in there. But as far as the survival is concerned, I would rather look at that thing as a threat, as a lion, and run the fuck out of there versus sit there and hey, let me try it, right? You don't survive to tell the story. You just don't. And that's what for me is from the perspective is I don't know which pain is good, which one's gonna kill me. If I would say, hey, if it's pain is contain this mystery of good or bad, and the bad could actually kill me. Like I say, if to me, I was to the point where I'm completely give up on life. Say, hey, this sucks. Okay, I can't fucking sleep.
Right.
Okay. And my body tearing, it's the worst feeling. I'm like grumpy. Like I'm 40 years old and I'm the grumpiest old man you ever seen. Like everything irritates me because I'm in pain. Right. And to me, that's something I don't want. So that could kill me. Fortunately, I found this thing. Like I say, I've tried so many different methods. I've listened to everybody, and I have destroyed my body by listening to people that don't have diabetes. Right? For me, is my lesson learned is do never ever listen to anyone with advice that don't have the disease. Don't listen to a guy who say, "Hey, Chris, you're celiac, right? You should eat this." Do you have celiac? No, I don't. Then fuck off. To me, the thing is, I may not have been lucky to found this new diet that I have, and my life would have been over already. And to me, that's the pain that I look. So for me, I avoid the pain if I can control it. I understand there's certain events, a certain atomic bomb that comes to me that I can't control, and I have to endure it. That's fine. But if I have to choose whether to go pain or no pain, I would say no pain 100% of the time.
I feel like we could talk another hour about this one. So I'm going to go ahead and say I got to eat dinner tonight. So I'm going to put a pin on this one because I want to revisit it.
This is an ongoing debate between me and you.
Yeah, I know.
Perspective on pain.
When you were just saying that, though, my brain was actually kind of thinking like it's kind of listen to your body to serve the pain that hurts the least, because like running, like if I play tennis every day, for example, if I play tennis every single day, my body will break down. Like it hurts. Like I am in pain after I play tennis. Like when I go run.
You have to play tennis to the point where your body doesn't feel so much pain. The pain tells you you're doing too much.
I found a good
balance. The pain tells you, hey, you're overdoing it. So to me, pain still serves the same purpose as before.
That was what I was
my pain is telling me, hey, I'm this guardrail, I'm this point of reference. Hey, don't do this.
That was what I was gonna say. Is like I've found a way that it's harmonious for me, but I know like a professional tennis player, like they will run their bodies into the ground. That's why they have to.
No, if you run your body to the ground, you won't live long. You see those football players, they don't live that long. They live to like 50 years old and they're dead.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's not good.
They're overdoing it. The pain tells them, don't do that. Even though you don't feel it on the tennis court that day, but the day after you feel pain. Well, that pain tells you, hey, Chris, yesterday you overdoing it. You need dial it back a little bit.
No, I agree with what you're saying. I'm saying that there is like there's a balance. There's a happy. I could probably eat gluten now. Like I could probably have some bread every while, and I'd be okay.
You can go out and smack you in the head. You can take it, but why would you? I'm saying is I go in there when you wow.
But why? All right, we'll put a pin in this one. All right, fun conversation as always. But the question we can leave with everyone is, what's your gut telling you? Obviously, at least the point of the whole conversation is listen to what's going on and how you're interacting. Listen and interact and ask the questions, right? And don't be afraid to do that stuff. Always a great discussion. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, don't be a donkey in the shed.
There you go. I like that. Have we captured that one as a truism?
Yeah, we did.
Did we? Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. Awesome. All right, man. Well, fun discussion as always, and we will see everyone on Monday. Is that the first?
Monday.
Is that the first?
Nope, it's the second.
Second. Okay. Yeah, we'll see everyone on the second day of the new year. So
that's Happy New Year.
Awesome. Happy New Year, everyone, and we'll see you later.
All right. Good night.